Hi, today's topic is gonna be red pill. What does it mean? What our indications are? And how should you get informed about red pill and what you should know about it? Honestly, this comes from someone who is relatively new to this, to the entire concept of it, the ideology, the praxeology. So I think it is best that it comes from someone who is relatively new to this, rather than someone who is so highly knowledgeable and who has a gap. So there is a big knowledge gap between you, the viewer, who maybe has this concept for the first time, and someone, for example, who is highly experienced, like, for example, Rollo Tomasi, who's been in this for 20 years. I believe, if I'm not wrong, if I'm not mistaken, that it is Nietzsche who said that if we were to learn something, we should learn something from someone who is on a slightly higher level above us rather than a master. And I do agree with this idea to a certain point, because it implies that we do, as men, have to go a certain way and take steps to improve ourselves, because our growth is not instantaneous. It is gradual and beautiful. And therefore we need to invest more in it, build it steadily so that it doesn't crumble when life happens and challenges us, quite simply. So what is red pill and what does that mean? Before I go into the definition of that, I want to emphasize that, as in life, whenever you have a definition of something, you have to understand that all of us, I don't know how many of us are there, 7 billion, 8 billion, all of us have a different interpretation and perception of reality and what ideas, concepts, objects are. So when I say red pill, it might be completely different than what you think red pill is or someone else, which is why it's important to go into the details of this and see what this actually is, and so that you can see what it is. And I'm not speaking about personal truth. I'm not speaking about this is red pill for me and this is red pill for you. I'm talking about us agreeing commonly on the, not just ideas, but facts presented in the red pill, and that's what the red pill is all about. I want to emphasize that I'm no advocate of red pill, nor am I its representative. However, when I discovered it, this community, if I may call it so, I found wonderful ideas that helped me as a man improve my life, success, wealth-wise, and in my relationships with women. Ironically, this movement, although I don't see it like that, is considered to be misogynist. And I'm going to read a paragraph from The Guardian. The online community hosted on Reddit is where men go to air their toxic views about women. Stephen Mark aims to find out if the red pill is perpetuating a culture of hatred, or if it's just a place to vent. How shitty are men really? The question hung in the air, invisible but omnipresent, like the smell of a garbage fire from a nearby town. Now you can already see in this, so this is the number one thing that we do as men, and that is exposing manipulative speech. I, as a man who is prone to truth, speaking truth, is truthful to my best ability, and I try my best not to lie, because I don't consider it nice and I think it's manipulative. When I read, so the first paragraph is already meant to convince the reader, who is very likely to be a woman, how shitty are men really. So this already inserts the idea that men, because they adhere to this ideology, the red pill, whatever, ideas or ideologies, are a certain way. Now imagine if the opposite were the case, and if it were us men who would call all, say, feminists trash, garbage, whatnot. We don't do that. I don't do that. I see feminists or any other ideologues as human and as humans, and I do not degrade their beliefs. However, I do insist that we occupy the same reality and that we do agree on facts, which are not something that is individual. It can be perceived individually, but it simply is, and therefore we can occupy the same reality. This is exactly what Red Pill, as far as I'm concerned, is about. It's about learning intersex dynamics, learning about male-female nature, accepting it as it is, and coming up with solutions thereon. Of course, because in personal belief, men are not as empowered to speak up because they will instantly be labeled and considered either misogynists or racist or chauvinists if they do, because when their desires contradict the common, let's say, feminist narrative, and they will happen to be directly polar and opposite to one another, then the probability of men being considered trash, garbage, manipulative misogynists is highly likely. But that is not the case. That's just not what's happening. Because we need to see each other as people and as human and explore together what this is about. And that is exactly what I am trying to do on my channel, to protect men who want to have certain lifestyles in accordance with our nature, which we're to explore together and alongside women, instead of being shamed, ridiculed, made fun of because of that. And the same goes for women. We don't want to make fun of women, their decisions, choices, but understand them better and therefore ourselves, and trying to together come up with strategies and solutions on how to thrive on this planet and not just survive. If you're interested in the Red Pill ideology, ideas, whatnot, I don't see it as an ideology, I see it as a praxeology, and I think you should explore that term because I think it's a fantastic term. And you will hear men like me speak about this quite often on the internet. And we will often be labeled misogynists, racist even, aggressive, violent, abusive men. And it is up to you whether you're going to believe that or not. But all we're doing is trying to speak up how we feel as men, help other men fulfill their purpose and meaning in life. Because that is what our purpose and meaning in life is to help others grow while we grow alongside them. And that might not sound nice to certain people who simply don't agree with ideas. And therefore, we need to learn about what reality is. And how we're going to do that? We're going to do that by exploring it together and not pointing fingers at each other and saying, well, you're like this, you're like that, and you're wrong. I always invite people on my channel to do their own research on everything that I do and to question everything I say, which I'm doing even now. I'm telling you, whatever I say right now, don't take it for granted, take it with a grain of salt, and don't trust what I say to be true, but examine it on your own. I'm not saying I'm lying, I'm not saying I'm telling the truth. I'm simply inquiring into what truth is through either ideological approach, examining ideologies, because I don't believe in ideologies. But I consider it quintessential to sit and learn from an ideology, learn from an idea. For example, Stoicism, that helps countless men make it through life, which in a way saved my life. But I'm not attributing the quality of my current life to Stoicism. However, I would be naive not to say, hey, Stoicism got me out of my darkest place in my life because it helped me find something within myself that I knew was there all along. I just needed to see that I'm not crazy and that what I believe in regarding myself and the world is true, and then proven in reality, proven in facts. And this is what I believe us men who are involved in the Red Pill work and who do coach and teach and help other young men develop themselves into who they want to become do. We do exactly this kind of work. And we're not isolating ourselves from women, which women tend to do when they discuss female ideology. And we shouldn't even be divisive in ideologies. We should sit together and have a chat, have a conversation, and see where we can meet, because the survival of our species depends on it. And we've never been as divided as we are now. So we have to sit together and see what the hell is going on and not point fingers at each other and blame each other, shame each other. That is the work I'm trying to do, and that is what I invite other men to do. To explore themselves, what reality and truth is for them, to meet other people, other women, and speak about this bravely, openly, and honestly. Because only through speaking the truth can you know what truth is and what truth isn't. It starts with your truth, and then you start to realize there is no just you. You're part of one larger whole, and you need to actually play with the rules, within the rules of this world. It's not all about you, it's about you and everyone else. And when we learn that, when we learn that the world is not just about us and how we are and us being right, but the well-being of everyone around us, then things change. Something clicks, something instantaneously changes. And we're no longer only responsible for ourselves. We're responsible for everything and everyone. By being responsible for ourselves. So if you have an opinion on red pill or any similar idea, praxeology, explore it on your own. If you read news such as what I just showed, it doesn't serve anyone. It divides, which is exactly what it's meant to do. We are being divided as men and women, and we need to put a stop to that, to prevent it, and to learn how to come together and to explore together. If you're a man, if you need help, if you need consultation, if you need to learn together how to get through life, hit me up. We reached the end of the video, and I want to thank you for watching this video. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. And thank you for being interested in personal development and growth and the health and well-being of men around you. It means the world to us. It means the world to us that someone cares in this God-forsaken world in which we think no one does. Thank you. Have a great day.